10, 11, and 12. Divide the following mixed numbers. Be sure to convert them to improper fractions, and then we're going to change our improper fractions back to mixed numbers at the end. So in this case, I have to convert 11 and 7/12 into an improper fraction. I'm going to start by taking 12 times 11. I don't know that in my head, so I got to multiply it out. 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 1 is 1. Bring my 0 down. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 1 is 1. So I get 132 plus my 7, which would be 139/12 then. This is still dividing for now because all I'm doing is changing to an improper fraction. 7 times 4 is 28, 29, 30, so 37ths. Now since I'm dividing fractions, I have to invert that second fraction and multiply by the reciprocal. So the first fraction stays 139/12. I'm going to multiply it by the reciprocal, so 7/30. And again, I was hoping I'd be able to reduce, but I can't reduce the 7 and the 12. I can reduce the 139 and the 30 a little bit because they're both divisible by 3, because this, nope, 3 is not going to go into there. If it was just 39 it would. I don't think I can reduce that. So I'm just going to have to go ahead and multiply. So 139 times 7, 363, so 21, so 21 plus 6 would be 27, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to have 973 on top, 12 times 30, add my 0, 6, 360, and so I get 973 over 360. Now I have to go ahead and divide that out to make my improper fraction. So 360 into 973. I think 3 times is going to be too big, so I'm going to have to go with 2 times. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry my 1. 6 plus 1 is 7. And so I get a 3, a 5, and a 2 left over. So I have 2 and 253 over 360. Lovely. And so just double checking that answer, I took 11 fraction 7 fraction 12ths. I divided by 4 fraction 2 fraction 7ths, and I got 2 and 253 over 360, which is what we ended up with, so we did it right. Number 11 is the same kind of thing. Since I kind of wrote down on number 11 spot, I'm going to write with a different color. Here, changing that into an improper fraction. 12 times 12 is 144 plus 5. 144 plus 5 would be 149/12. 9 times 11 would be 99, so 99 plus 5 would be 104 over 9. I'm dividing, so I have to invert and multiply. So I'm going to have 149/12 times the reciprocal, 9 over 104. Can't think of anything that would go into 149 and 104, but the 9 and the 12 can be reduced a little bit. I can divide by 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times and into 12 4 times. Switch colors here. And so I've got to take 149 times 3 and 104 times 4. So 149 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. 3 times 4 is 12, 13, 14. 3 plus 1 is 4, so 447. And then 104 times 4, we get 416. If I do that quick in my head. And so changing that into a mixed number, I have to do my long division. So 416 into 447, only going to go one time. We can see that hopefully. And I have to subtract, and I get 31 left over. So I get 1 and 31 over the 416, which was my denominator. Smush that right in there. And then I'm going to double check it with my calculator. So 12 fraction 5 fraction 12ths divided by 11 fraction 5 fraction 9ths. And I get 1 and 31 over 416, which is what we got smushed in there, and so we did it correctly. So I was advised, do it on your paper, check it with your calculator. If you're not getting the same answer, go back and check your work, see what you did. Because it's important to learn the process of how to do this, other than just hitting buttons on your calculator. Number 12, Perry Products Incorporated purchases rolls of terry cloth that are 28 3/4 feet long. In order to make towels, the cloth is cut into 2 3/4 foot lengths. So I started with a big piece. I'm cutting off pieces that are each 2 3/4 lengths. They want to know how many towels they can make from one roll of cloth. So again, I'm going to end up having to divide this big piece of cloth into smaller pieces. So I'm going to take my 28 3/4. I'm going to divide it by the 2 3/4. So again, since I'm working with mixed numbers, I have to change them into improper fractions. 28 times 4. 4 times 8 is 32, and I have 8, 9, 10, 11. So I get 112 plus the 3, so 115 fourths. Here I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 fourths. And so since I'm dividing, I have to invert and multiply, so 115 fourths times 4 elevenths. I can reduce a little bit because 4 goes into 4 once and into 4 once. So 115 times 1 is 115. 1 times 11 is still 11. And so I have 115 over 11. I end up having to divide to make my mixed number. 11 into 115. 11 goes into 11 once. 11. I get a remainder of 0. 11 does not go into 5. Don't forget to put that 0 in there. Goes in there 10 times, and I have 5 11ths left over. So 10 and 5 11ths is what I can do. So actually I can make 10 towels, but I got a little bit left over. So again, I'm going to take my 28 fraction 3 fraction fourth. I'm going to divide it by 2 fraction 3 fraction fourths, and I should get 10 and 5 11ths, which is what I did.